The Sodor celebration was going very well. Holiday makers from all over the world came to see the Fat Controller's engines. Thomas the Tank Engine was taking passengers up and down the branch line in a very special train. All the stations were decorated and had crowds of people enjoying themselves. Thomas was having a lovely time.
Wow! I've never seen the station so busy before.
Neither have we,
replied Annie and Clarabelle together. Thomas and his coaches loved putting smiles on people's faces, but it was hard work. They soon needed a rest.
I'd like you three to spend some time at the big station. We've opened up the sidings for visitors to come up close and see you all.
Thomas was intrigued. So Annie and Clarabelle sat in the sidings. People were delighted to see them. The two coaches loved the attention. Thomas, meanwhile, puffed up and down the line. Some people were even allowed to ride on his footplate. A little later, Thomas spoke to his driver.
Aren't people a little too close to the track? What would happen if something walked onto the line?
Don't worry, Thomas. There are plenty of big, strong barriers, and we'll take care. Thomas knew his driver was right, but he was still worried. Thomas puffed up and down the line all afternoon. The crowds grew bigger and bigger. Thomas had never seen so many people before.
Don't get too close,
he thought to himself. People loved seeing everything up close, but some were getting a little too close. Away we go! But Thomas and his driver couldn't see that some of the barriers up ahead had come loose. Other people were now in front of the barriers. Then it all happened at once. Thomas puffed forward, and as he did, a man walked in front of the tracks.
Cinders and ashes!
He applied his brakes. Thomas shuddered to a halt, and he let out a great whoosh of steam. Luckily, no one was hurt, but the crowds were soaked. Thomas was upset, and so was everyone else.
I'm soaked,
said one.
So am I,
said another. People were ushered away from the scene, and Thomas's firemen checked him all over.
Oh, I've ruined the celebrations,
said Thomas sadly. No, you haven't, Thomas. People were being careless. If they've learned that engines can't stop at once, that's a good thing. A boy walked up to Thomas.
That was amazing what you did, Thomas.
Thomas looked over.
I'm sorry that people were so rude to you, said the boy. You did the right thing. And besides, on a hot day like today, it was quite nice to get a little wet.
The boy's words stuck with Thomas. He knew he did the right thing, and the crowds had most certainly learned not to get too close.